First of all, yes, I'm in the kitchen, and I am doing a bit of a nighttime shower routine. But hello, I'm Catherine. So, what I'm going to do today is basically going to run you through what I typically do at night after I have a shower, which includes all of this.
That's a lot, eh? I don't do that.
It is a lot. Now let's quickly go run through. Ew.
Yeah, clearing the clothes out like I said we should have done. Clearing the clothes out now.
Done.
Beautiful.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome to a very glorious, totally not half steamed up bathroom. Actually the main bathroom the whole entire family uses. But first of all, with my nighttime routine, as you can see, I have popped out of the shower and I have changed. My hair is still wet. What I typically like to start with is putting some body lotion or body butter on my legs because my skin gets dry.
Does it?
It actually does.
Alright then.
It does quite a lot when it does start flaking a little bit, especially when I scratch it, which happens a lot around summer and winter.
Mm-hmm.
So, I start with doing that. And sometimes it looks like a lot, but it's really not that much that I do put on.
We can speed this part up or cut this out too. Maybe you don't need to fill the gap. Every gap we're talking is going to be cutting.
Yeah. But I do typically like to try and go all the way from my ankle all the way up to the bottom line of my pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do that on both sides, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Frame almost looks like a stranger peeking into the door.
Typically because my second toe is on my big toe. She says it because my
No, because that's
second
his
toe
long.
is way longer than my big toe. Okay. So after that, because I use deodorant during the day, I typically like to use a body mist at night. Just because I sometimes do sweat at night and I don't like the idea of
It's not doing anything to sweat, any perspirant. What's
I know, but I typically like to smell a bit better so that way after I sweat at night I don't smell as bad.
Okay.
That's why that works for me.
Okay.
And then after this, I usually like to clean my teeth before I do anything else. I'm going to quickly do that and then come right back. Alright, so let's go packed. Let's go back. Now, there's still a lot of stuff here to do, which is fine because I typically spend like half an hour doing this after shower anyway. But typically what I like to do is chuck my hair up in the messy bun on top. I don't care. I typically use a scrunchie for this because it's soft and why not. And the order I usually like to go in is face wash, moisturizer, lip balm, brush my hair, and then put a lotion on my hands to save them from drying out. So, this doesn't have to be neat. In actual fact, mine's going to be really messy because my hair is still half damp.
You better put extreme at the end of this title.
Oh, it's not that extreme.
It really is.
I've seen people who do much more.
Well, I don't know why they're bothering you. Oh, you look fantastic. You look pretty.
Nice. Typically, when I like to do when I do like to wash my face, is I like to wet it first. Usually, and I do like to pat it dry just a fraction. Usually I use lukewarm water, but I can't be bothered to wait for the water to warm up. But then I like to apply just a little bit, about that much. Spread it out between my two hands and then just start going all over my face. Just to wash out all the dirt and the sweat that I've gathered from throughout the day. Try to avoid all the little pimples I get around my nose area especially. And I like this one because it's like sort of soft. And it tends to be just a little bit like a clay texture when it comes out.
Ooh, ew, I'm in the video. That wasn't meant to happen.
I will be speeding this up, by the way. I do like to close my eyes to avoid getting any of the face wash in my eyes, which I have done once before, which is kind of
brilliant.
Oh, I can't see, mate. Just a fair warning with this, my head does get wet and I can't feel what the tap is. Your head will get a little bit wet because it will be in the way. But that's fine. to wash. Now all I'm going to do is just going to grab my towel. I'm going to actually pat dry my face a little bit. Just get rid of all the water that likes to drip down. I'm going to stand behind the doors because my towel's hung up back here. Okay. Now that it's... Oh, geez, hello. Nice to see you again. Now that it's semi-dry, I'm going to move on to the moisturizer. This is actually something I've just been started doing recently. I got this from my sister because she was doing it for a bit over a month now, was it?
I'm doing it for like over a year.
Over a year now, sorry.
Well over a year.
I'm paying attention, and it's made her face much softer, and it's helped keep the baby face. Now, typically, I do like to start putting dots on my face. However you use is really up to you, how much you want to use. But I like to get that much, a little bit on the jawline, and then I just like to go in circles.
When you have a bloody jawline, I have a double chin.
Small circles, changing directions occasionally, and just work on rubbing it all the way in across my face. Again, being careful the eye area. Sometimes you might have to apply a little bit more, sometimes not. Today I think I might have gotten just the right amount. It's not going to be perfect, it's just a rough estimate, just to rub it all in. So you can't see it, but you know it's there. I missed a little bit, not quite enough up here. Yeah, as I said, I've only just started doing this, I'd say in the last week actually, which is why there's still quite a lot left in the jar. Keep in mind this did cost me like $11 though. I can screw the lid on, might be nice. No fails occurred there. Right. Now we're just going to wash your hands to avoid getting product in product, which will be a bit fun and annoying at the same time. Right, now it's time I do the lip balm because you can't tell, but my lips are actually dry and cracking because it is spring. Like, this usually happens a lot towards summer and winter, but this year it's for some reason it's really bad. Get it right in the corner if I can. And again, washing everything to avoid product in product, or in this case, product in my hair. Because now I'm going to move on to brushing out my hair, which usually would be a little bit drier than this, but I got it wet tonight because I couldn't keep it out. Lovely, you can see it's a mess of a thing. Rightio. You've probably noticed already I do have an awkward length situation because I did get a curtain face framing one, and because my hair's length, the curtain starts down here and it starts being layered in. Now what I've been...
Where's the start? I missed it.
So it sort of starts, typically it starts towards my chin. There is a couple bits that are a bit shorter. And it's gone layered down as a hairdresser recommendation. So I have done a bit of research on my brushing, on my hair and everything. And I figured out to avoid ripping out as much knots as possible, I don't brush it this way. I actually brush it with the hairbrush this way because it lines up with the bristles. So it actually slowly works the knots through and out of the hairbrush instead of just ripping it.
Bullshit, but alright.
Well, it's been working for me. It's been working for me, mate. Actually makes it a bit quicker for me. And I have less shedding, except for when I hair wash day. Which in that case, I need to use anti-dandruff shampoo because, yeah. My hair likes to build up dandruff. So I just slowly work it through. I typically like to do this with a bit drier hair, but as I said, I did get my hair a little bit wet and I don't really feel like using. Nah, I'm not going to use a comb. I need to actually get one for myself, and I just don't feel like using my hairdryer. And yes, I do have one, I just don't use it.
No.
Well, you're there, so I just had to do that just to see your reaction. My hair's actually been up in a plait all day, so it's not that bad. With the knotting situation, typically it is worse. There's some there. And typically I do like, as you've seen, I like to split it into two. Just because it makes it that little bit easier to work the knots out and through it. And once I've brushed both ends, I'll just gently flick it back and then just do a main brush down the back, just so it doesn't have that little bit of a split line going down the middle. Obviously the longer the hair is, the harder it is, but I have had a trim about 6 months ago. No, not even 6 months ago.
Not even.
About 3, I think. Okay. Now that that's all done, I come towards my last step, which is my hand lotion. Now this one is getting a little bit old and it's still quite full, but I typically like to use just a little bit, maybe a little bit more than that. And I like to go all the way down my hands on both sides, in between my fingers, don't mind me, and just a little bit down towards my wrist. Just because my hands do get a little bit dry and you can actually see it. It starts going a little bit more white. I do not need to get calluses. But yeah. And that is basically all I do for my nighttime skincare routine after my shower, of course. Goodbye.